currently sitting up in, like, we have like this space above the garage at my family's house. I'm in Kansas right now visiting my family, and this space above the garage that I'm in has no heat and it's freezing up here. So I'm like all bundled up trying to stay warm, but I tried to separate myself from the house so I could pre-film this part of the video and talk to you guys about what the heck is going on. So as most of you can tell by the title of this video, I am revealing my huge surprise that I've been keeping from everybody for the longest time. And yes, I'm getting adopted. My sister and I are actually doing this together. So we actually surprised him at our family Christmas and presented him with adoption papers to sign. So we have been working on this for a while now. It's been a few months, and the day is finally here that the news is out to you guys and to my family. And I guarantee this is going to be a very emotional day for me. I'm going to give you guys a backstory and just kind of explain like a little life update, I guess, about what has been going on and the reason for everything happening, and just try to be a little bit vulnerable here on my channel and just share as much as I feel comfortable doing. But I am going to be filming our experience of presenting my dad with the adoption papers and asking him to adopt my sister and I. I want to make sure I have that memory recorded, so the next video after this that will go live on my channel, that video will be that whole experience, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see how all of that goes. Today is December 22nd. The day you guys see this will be Christmas, so Merry Christmas to all of you. But anyways, let me just explain. I've been trying to figure out the right words to say and how to explain everything that has been happening and that has gone on and why we are where we are today. And to be honest, I'm really nervous to make this video. So if I seem nervous, I am really nervous. This whole situation just makes me nervous. But anyways, here's a little backstory. My biological dad, my mom, they were very young when they got pregnant with me, and my mom had me when she was 17, and she had my sister with my biological dad. They had 2 kids, and my sister was born 3 years later. They were married, and it just did not work out. And this is just from what I know and from what I remember. 6 months later or something like that, around that time frame, after my parents got divorced, I met my stepdad, and the very first day that my mom introduced him to me, I called him dad. I called him dad. I said, "Are you gonna be my new daddy?" They got married, and my stepdad has been one of the biggest influences in my life. He has been one of the biggest supports to me. He has always had my back. He has always been there for me. He's just always been the one in my family that I could reason with and talk to about anything, and I'm just so grateful to have him in my life. I feel like I'm being so choppy with information, but my biological dad, I've kind of talked about this in my past Q&A. If you guys want to watch that to kind of learn some more, go head on over and check that out. I'll link it down below too. But my biological dad and I have always had a very rocky relationship, in my opinion. It's just never been, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is. It's just always been different. And growing up, I would go see him on the weekends, and you know, it was just normal for having a divorced family. That is just what I did. As I got older, it became a little bit more challenging to keep a relationship with him. He ended up moving, which obviously throws a huge loop in a relationship regardless. And we've just always had our differences. We just always have. And I wish I could tell you guys exactly what happened and where our relationship went bad or wrong or rocky, but I don't really know the exact point. But just to sum things up, I think I've seen him once in the past 6 or 7 years, something like that. And so there's been very minimal contact between us. He actually lives in North Carolina. He lives on the other side of the United States. So having a relationship with us is just, it, you know, requires a lot of work, and I don't think either one of us really put effort into it. I don't know. I feel like I've tried, and I feel like being a parent myself, I would never not try, but I think that's where we're at. I think he's done trying. My biological dad, he's remarried. He got married shortly after my parents got divorced too, or within a few years, something like that. And he has 3 other kids, and they're my siblings. I haven't seen them for years though. They're young. I know from reliable sources that I and spoke very poorly around them. I know they're gonna grow up thinking I'm an awful person, and it sucks, and I think it's not fair to me, and I think it's not fair to them, but that is how they're choosing to be. And I told myself after all of this happened that any negativity in my life, I'm cutting out. Anybody who doesn't want to put effort into me or my daughter, my family, I'm done trying and forcing myself to be the bigger person and be the better person, even though I know that is the right thing to do. But I think in this circumstance, I'm done trying and I'm done holding on. I made the decision. This wasn't my sister Lauren, who's also going through with the adoption. This wasn't anybody telling me to do this. I brought this up. I told my mom, I said, is this an option? Is an adult adoption even a thing? I hope this video educates anybody who's interested in this too. But yes, adult adoption is a thing. So let me just tell you guys what an adult adoption is. Basically, I'm able to make all of my own legal decisions. I don't have to get approval from my biological dad or anything like that. An adult adoption legally in all aspects is the same as a normal child adoption, anything like that. My maiden name will change, my birth certificate will change. Basically what we had to do was file a petition with the courts, and we had papers drawn up with an attorney, and we have those papers now. So I have to sign them with a notary, and then my dad has to sign them, and then we have to submit them back to the court. And then I will have to come back for a hearing in probably February or so, just to complete the adoption. So we'll be making a trip back to Kansas here in the next 6 or 7 weeks or so, just to finish that up, as long as he signs them and as long as he agrees to the adoption, which I have no doubt that he will. The reason that I decided to move forward with this and to even think about it, I've actually been thinking about it for a while. I was just, I don't know what I was doing and why I was waiting. I think it's just such a big decision, and I was holding on to hoping that things would change with my biological dad, and that maybe something would change, and I'm done waiting on that. I need closure and I need to move on with my life. I think this is a great way for me to not only solidify and feel a sense of belonging, honestly. That sounds so sad, but it is. It's just honestly always been kind of hard, and I think that'll really just bring me peace by just shutting that chapter of my life and moving forward with this new one. At the same time, I cannot wait to give this amazing gift to the man that's raised me, the man that's been there for me through the hard times. I can't wait to give him this ultimate gift and just show my appreciation for him, because I am so grateful. It makes me sad as a parent that this is where we are today and this has happened. This happens. I know other people are in the same situation, and after posting my Q&A talking briefly about this and some of the issues I've had with all of this, there's been so many of you who've reached out to me and just shared your experience, and it's been comforting knowing I'm not alone going through all of this, and I'm sure it's comforting for you guys as well. But where am I going with this? So I hope that all kind of made sense. I feel like I'm just a mess sharing this story because it's been so emotionally hard for me to talk about. And I think the right words will start to come as I open up more about this and talk about this more. I feel like I've always just ignored the situation, and it's not okay. Being a parent myself, I really understand that this is not okay too. First of all, I would never shut my child out of my life, but at the same time, I think at this point, my biological dad coming back into my life, how confusing is that for my daughter? And that is my number one priority, and the number one thing I'm thinking about. She has no idea who he is because there's never been an effort not only made for me, but there's no effort made for her. And so I think just having those thoughts running through my head, it just makes me feel even more comfortable with this. My sister and I have wrote up a little letter. Actually, we haven't wrote it yet, but it's in my head. I need to actually type it out or write it down, and I'm gonna present my dad with this letter. And he has no idea my sister Lauren's involved with this. Everybody just thinks it's just me, but little does everybody know it's not just me, it's my sister as well. Yeah, we're gonna present him with this letter, have him read it out loud to my family, because if you guys don't know this, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but we're going to the Reshik family Christmas, which is my my stepdad's family, and they have, I mean, it's a huge family. There are so many of us there. My grandma seriously just knocked down a wall in her living room just so we could all fit. But after we say prayer, we are going to present him with this letter and have him read it out loud. And that is when everything's going to be revealed. And not only is this a surprise for him, but it's gonna be a huge surprise to my grandparents, who've always been there for me too, and you guys have seen them on vlogs before. They're the ones who have the farm and the tractors, and Scarlett loves going out there. But this is just a thank you to my entire family, and honestly, I don't know what I would do without them. I keep rubbing my hands because I'm so cold. But that is the big surprise, and that is what is currently going on, and I hope you guys really understand why I could not share any of this information prior, because I wanted to keep this ultimate surprise for my family and for my dad, and had I given any hints, I don't know if they would have necessarily guessed it, but I wanted to keep this as much of a surprise as possible, and I have, and I'm really bad at keeping secrets, so I'm really proud of myself that we've gotten this far. I know this video is so all over the place, but I also just want to say, growing up with my stepdad, I never once felt that, because you know I have 2 other sisters. My mom married my stepdad and they had 2 more children, so I have 2 half sisters, and never once did I feel like I was the stepchild. My mom even told me, she said that when she wanted to have her 3rd baby, or her first baby with my stepdad, that he said he was fine just having my sister Lauren and I, that he was happy just with us and he didn't need any more kids. And the fact that he's always seen us as his child, it takes a special person and a special man to really just walk into somebody's life and just accept these children as your own. But I just want him to know how much he means to me. I cannot wait to share the next video with you guys. Stay tuned for that. If you're new here, welcome. Sorry today was kind of a shit show, but I would love to have you guys stick around and subscribe if you're new, and follow me through this little process and journey. So make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. Feel free to reach out to me personally. I will do my best to get back to you guys. This day I'm posting this video, things are going to be a little chaotic with the news and sharing this news, but I will do my best to try to get back to you guys within the next at least week or so. So thank you guys for making it through the end of this video and through this long life update, and I will see you guys in the next one.
To be the one that he turns to when he's out of answers.